I can't reach it. Oh my god. Hey guys, welcome to the Knit Now Swatch Leader podcast channel. My name is Courtney. This is a knitting podcast where I talk about everything I've been working on in the past couple of weeks, whether it is knitting or not. I'm coming to you from Pennsylvania, where I live with my husband and our 2 dogs and 2 cats. Links to everywhere that you can find me are at my website, whiterosefibercompany.com. So today I'm going to be talking about a half object, 2 whips, and 2 new cast-ons, make-along details, and books. So if you are interested in any of those things, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so starting with my half object, I have a finished Sock Week sock. This is the sock that I cast on for Natalie's Shark Week over at Love and Stitches. I just did a 3x1 rib for the whole sock and a heel flap and gusset for the heel. The yarn I think is Nutmeg by Yorkshire Spinners. That sounds right. So yeah, and then this little shark progress keeper is where I was the last time I showed it on the podcast, so I finished it up. And then I cast on its mate, which is living in my summer sock camp project bag from my shop. And I have not made a lot of progress on this, but here's what we have. We have the cuff and the start of the leg. I'm using this light bulb stitch marker to count every 10 rows. So I think I have 10. I might almost be at 20 rounds in the leg. I usually knit 40 rounds for my leg. And I'm knitting these on US size 1, 2.25 millimeter Addy Flexi Flips, as always. So yeah, these have been living in my husband's car as my car knitting, so I don't have to grab a project. And I just haven't been motivated to work on them at all lately. So, and then I have in my Silver Shed library card bag my shawlography, which has been getting definitely more love than the Sock Week socks, but not a whole lot either. I'm trying to find my stitch marker. Okay, so the Jeep is where I was the last time I showed it on the podcast, and then here is my progress so far. I am just working on these border stripes and binding off as I go, and I still have quite a bit to go. I'm not going to meet either of my goals for August because, yeah, today is the 26th, I think. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it, but I have been working really hard on finishing this one. It's kind of boring, just doing the same thing over and over again, and because I'm doing short rows, it feels like I am making literally no progress, even though I've been knitting on it for like an hour, for example. So I've been having a hard time picking that one up and working on it, but I am working on it, so it'll be finished soon, I promise. I will get there. But I've also been distracted because for my fall sweater make along that I'm hosting this year over in my Ravelry group, I cast on a new sweater because I had to participate in my own make along. That's all there is to it. So I have it in this Nightmare Before Christmas bag, which is totally appropriate because I am knitting the Halloween Heart sweater by Megan Reagan, which she donated a coupon code for podcast viewers who are participating in the knit along. The coupon code is, let me find it, Halloween Heart Cow, and that is good until September 30th. And it's good on the adult and the mini sizes. So I cast mine on. I did the short row shaping back here, which I don't normally do because that's usually an epic fail, but I decided to be a big girl and try it again because yeah, it never really goes well, but I think I did it right this time. So I feel pretty good about that. But I have finished the first chart, which I chose to do the little pumpkins. You guys, they're so cute. I also messed up the chart. I don't know how, but it still worked out. So I'm just gonna leave it. I don't know. There's not supposed to be 2 stitches between my pumpkins. And there are, so I don't know what happened. I have the right number of stitches, and they look okay, so I'm just going with it. And then after I finished this chart, I set it down, and then we got super busy, but I'm going to talk about the yarns that I've used so far. So I'm using up, this is Dizzywig Fibers in the colorway Coven. You guys have seen this yarn before. I have used it before. I used it for my Weekender Light by Andrea Mowry, and then I ended up frogging it because it was taking forever and I just didn't like how it was looking. But this is my main color for this sweater, and I think it looks really good with, it's like mostly a gray, but it also has green and purple in it. And I just think it's gonna play really nicely with the other colors in this sweater. So I'm excited about that. So here is the tag. That's the business card side. And then here is the colorway side. And for my pumpkins, I am using Knit Picks Stroll in the fingering weight, and the colorway is Pea Pod. And then I'm using the same base in the colorway Pumpkin for my pumpkins. So I think that's all I'm going to use for the orange. So I think I'm going to have this much left, and then I have this much of the Pea Pod, but I'm going to be using the Pea Pod in the next chart, which I'm doing the tombstones for chart B, and then for chart C, I don't remember. I think that's the one that's Oogie Boogie. And then chart D, I'm going to be doing Jack because obviously I'm a huge fan of Nightmare Before Christmas. That's why I put it in this bag. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's working out really well. And I know that everyone is dying to know if I swatched for this. And of course, I didn't because we don't do that around here. So I think it's turning out okay. It looks like it's gonna fit. Once I get a little further down the yoke, I'm gonna try it on. And if I have to, I will rip back and make some adjustments, but I've never had to so far. So I actually can't guarantee that I will do that because I'm not a big frogger and re-knitter. So we'll see. I'm just fingers crossed that it fits, okay? So there is that. And then I have a new project that I started, which I have, where'd they go? So I was influenced by Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady. She started a granny square blanket and she's using up her row 1 minis. I don't have row 1 minis, but I do have a bunch of minis. So I started a granny square, and there's a big dog hair on that. Thanks, Tilly. So here's my first square that I did. And I'm just holding 2 random scraps that I find in my basket together and then crocheting until they run out. So sometimes they run out at the same time, sometimes they run out at different times. So here's my first square. And then here is my second square. And I love this color with this like peachy yarn and this gray yarn. So this peachy yarn is one that I hand dyed myself. Actually, all of these are my hand dyed colors so far. except for the grays. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of outside of my comfort zone of what I would normally choose for colors together, but I'm really enjoying it. I am just waiting to have the energy to start the next square. I was doing really good with these two. As soon as I finished a square, I would start the next one because I don't like starting granny squares. And then when I finished the second one, I did not start the third one. So I've just been ignoring it in the basket. It lives in a little basket on my coffee table. So it just stares at me, mocking me. So yeah, I'm eventually going to start a new square and then go back to doing those. But for now, they just laugh at me whenever I sit on the couch, which isn't very often these days, but still. So the next thing I wanted to talk about were a couple of acquisitions that I have picked up in the last couple of weeks. It's actually just one acquisition. I don't know why I made it sound like there was a bunch, but yeah, so I got the A Tale as Old as Time and Space colorway from Bad Wolf Girl. It sits in knits, or I think it's Bad Wolf Girl Studios now, and it is so cute. So it's like inspired by Beauty and the Beast. I'll hold this closer so you guys can read it. And Star Wars and Doctor Who. I think that's it. But yeah, I just really liked the colorway, and then she included a surprise or a mystery stitch marker with it, and it is from Simply Serving. It is beautiful as always. I'm going to take it out of the package so you can hear it. Sorry about the crinkling. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you guys can see that a little better now. But it is River's journal and then the rose from Beauty and the Beast. So I thought that was super cute. I do already have one of River Song's journals from Simply Serving, and I don't mind having another one. I thought it was cute. I might switch out the lobster clasp for one of the leatherback clasps that I use on my stitch markers. But yeah, other than that, I really like it. And then she also included, Meg also included this bookmark promoting her pattern in the official knitting handbook, knitting pattern book for Star Wars. And I think this is her sweater that she designed. So yeah, I thought that was super fun. I love all of Meg's yarn and patterns, so I love supporting her. So I think these are gone now, but she is the designer behind the Halloween heart sweater that I already showed. If you guys want to support her with that. So next, just another quick update on our 500 subscriber giveaway, which is being sponsored by Apple Crafts over on Etsy. Once they reach 500 subscribers, which we are really close, I think I have like 480. That sounds right. So I only need 20 more subscribers. So if you are not currently subscribed and you enjoy the content that I put out on this podcast channel, please make sure that you subscribe so we can get one step closer to this giveaway. And then Apple Crafts also has a coupon code for us, which is KNSL10, which is good until August 31st. So only a few more days on that one. And that's it. So I'm gonna move into books. I have read, in the last couple of weeks, I have read The Treatment by Suzanne Young, The Remedy by Suzanne Young, The Epidemic, and The Adjustment, all by Suzanne Young. And I'm actually halfway through The Adjustment. I'm still reading The Adjustment. But so far, I really enjoy this series. I am on the 5th book out of 6. It's really good. It's kind of heartbreaking at times. I've gotten a little choked up a couple times reading it. It's just a really sad concept, what's going on in the book, but I really enjoy it. If you haven't read it, I think you should check it out. And then I've had a couple of comments in the last few episodes saying that I must read really fast to read this many books in a 2-week period. So I timed myself for fun reading a couple of different books, and depending on the book, I read between 85 and 100 pages per hour. So I guess I am kind of a fast knitter. I looked it up on this like chart thing that said that that's a really fast a fast reader. So yeah, I figured that out for you guys that were asking, and I thought that was kind of fun to find out. So there you go. I have a shop update coming up on Friday. Today's Friday. Oh, I was supposed to post this already. Whoops. So anyway, there is a shop update coming as soon as I have a minute to update the shop. My bad. But I have the strawberry bags in the shop with the little fun gingham print on the inside. And then I have the strawberry stitch markers to go with that. So, yeah, really fun set this time. And then I have one more thing that I forgot to talk about. So I got this Nightmare Before Christmas cross stitch kit at Barnes & Noble a few weeks ago. I'm not sure if I talked about it already, but it came with everything that you need to make 3 of the 4 patterns included. So I started on the 0 pattern, of course, because I love him. He's one of my favorite characters. So yeah, and then I messed up over here somewhere, so I just stopped working on it. But I'm gonna get back to that soon, I hope, because I am really enjoying it. It takes a lot out of my hands because it's so tiny, and the tiny needle and the tiny thread. So yeah, but I am really enjoying it. I'm hoping to finish it sometime soon. Probably not by the next episode of the podcast, but maybe the one after. I don't know. Just depends on how much time I have to work on it. Things are getting pretty busy around here again. So I think that's it for this episode. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. I have decided that I'm going to start going back to putting out a new episode every 2 weeks. It's just too much to put one out every week, and then I get stressed out that I haven't put out a video, and then I put it off, and then it starts being like 2-3 weeks before my next video. So I'm going to try to go back to every 2-week schedule and see how that works for me. So until next time, happy knitting. Bye!